have something to say. The best of 2014. We're going to talk about what's trending, the news, the current event news, the world, the location, the world, and the area, regional area. I got something to say about what happened this year. There was some great news and terrifying news of what was shocking. I don't know what to declare if my year was moral and immoral, which was happy or tragic. And some long stories to prattle about. I've had some hard times about 7 months ago that I was laid off from work or a job. The reason why is because I had some disabilities and my job coach, it was some problems with her. And she had poor attendance with her. She had bad reports, bad reviews of her, bad appearance on her. I've been struggling and getting back to my occupation like my job and back to work. But it's been taken care of by my managers, my corporation, my supervisors, my agencies. But I got future plans. Plans that's gonna happen in a couple months from now. And the formula to exceed. What we're gonna talk about is what's gonna happen this year on New Year's Day, starting tomorrow, January 1st. Right now, it's 1928 Pacific time zone, and Happy New Year's to people all over the world, all overseas, people from Europe, Asia, Africa, South America, the Caribbean islands. What we're gonna talk about is what's gonna be tied and what to presage and what to predict. It's been great news with our forecasts. We always had beautiful weather and humid weather. We don't get much rain out here. It was less rain from where I'm from out there, but it's snowy in the mountains, snowy in the valley, about 40 degrees out there. The opponent time, I've had some tough times this year, throughout the year. It was so boring. Nothing else that was fun. Because all I did was go to Arizona, no other states. And my mom and dad had a great 25th anniversary in Italy, France, and UK. But there was some pretty flagrant news for them as well. An incident on subway, which it happens prevalently, that it was a pickpocket with their belongings and on a crowded place. And it happens everywhere you go. They do that so they can rob you. People get robbed everywhere. And it's something that I don't want to share about and to believe it or not. But it's not even captured yet. And what I saw was the World Cup. And congratulations to the Germany team and a team in Europe who won the World Cup titles. Congratulations to the third place team, the Netherlands. And the Netherlands who won the World Cup 4 years ago. And European teams are always dedicated and always been winning the world titles. It's always going to be the same. Nothing will change. There was some shocking news this year with the Malaysian airline flights that had happened a couple months ago, several months ago in March. That it went the wrong way, and it was the wrong signals. That it was missing flight hundreds, flight thousands. And it was a recent tragedy for what happened with the Asia Air Flight, the A320-200, carrying 162 people from Surabaya in Indonesia to Singapore, and it disappeared just recently on Sunday. And I heard that the disease was spread with the Ebola attraction. All West African countries that had over 1,000 or more than that to 2,000 people who had suffered and died from that disease. And it spread all over the place. And people got sick over here. People from Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guyana in Africa that suffered the most. But we're going to keep people in prayer, and that's going to heal up. And the people who was tested positive for Ebola, and all these stories is just getting made up everywhere you go. It's just the media and the press. It's so many health problems going on all around the world. Drug problems, mental problems, and food and drink problems that's been going on. It's always like that these decades ago. And I've had things that had tickled me, just like the ice bucket challenge. Like, you gotta put water in that ice bucket cooler and wet it in ice, just like you're taking an ice bath with athletes in it. And just like you're putting your body in the freezer for a couple minutes and hours. But you're gonna freeze yourself from that. That's just stupid. What's going on? All that is crap and garbage and stuff. And I've had sad news to talk about with rest in peace. But it's going to be more talking about it pretty soon in a couple minutes. But we're going to have some death tragedy news. What happened throughout this year, 2014. Rest in peace to Robin Williams, who was 63 years old, who died of a drug problem. He was depressed. They said he had a heroin addiction. That's the strongest drug you can get addicted to. The most people that get addicted to is heroin, cocaine, weed, with black African Americans that smoke it. The reason why they make this weed is so we can relax. But it's not legalized unless you have a prescription, medication, and a license for that. But some states, it's legalized. And some countries too. And rest in peace to Joanne Rivers, who was 81 years old, who died of plastic surgery. She had too many surgeries she was addicted to. What's wrong with these actresses? These actresses, Caucasians, the people who have the money. The people who got the money, they don't know what to do to it. Just like what Michael Jackson did to himself. That died 5 years ago. From all these surgeries he had, all these medications he was addicted to. Because he needed it. He was sick, he had all the issues with his images. But it don't happen much to black folks. Rest in peace to Maya Angelou, the first black poet artist that was known as I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. She died at 86 in May. And rest in peace to Olympian Alice Coachman, the first black Olympian who won the high jump in 1948 Olympics in London, 66 years ago. And she brought up the Women's Black History Month honored by the National Women's History Project. And a tragedy for a sprinter, Torrin Lawrence, who was killed in a car wreck trailer tractor. And after he had a flat tire in a trailer tractor rigged, hit him on an I-20 freeway in Georgia, from where he's from, Georgia Atlantic. After he had practice, he should have hurried up. He was making a 911 phone call that he was saying, I need help. I got a flat tire. They was going to pick it up. Or AAA in them. And I had some recent tragedy news. What I've heard. 2 or 3 weeks ago. That my neighbor was killed across the street. Rest in peace. Like, it was disturbing what happened. Not too far. The street was all blocked off. And I have a story to say about that. That my neighbor was killed and shot across the street by his old brother. And that was my homie. That was my boy. My friend. My dude. I heard the cold part. That he started a fight. He got to an argument. Put his hands on him. Started punching him. Then after that, he just calmed down. Then he got mad again. He picked out a gun and shot him. Shot him in the forehead or chest. Blew his brains out. He must have been on drugs or something. All these males are doing all these crimes. Especially black African males, Latinos, and white folks. Like, guys commit crimes. It's always been like that. And the statistic is going up and up and up. The population's been high. And there's so many road rages going on. People getting into fights and driving, road raging. People get out the car, fighting, throwing stuff. You gotta be careful these days. You gotta be aware of where you go at your surroundings at all times. You gotta use your judgment as best as you can. You gotta spin your face, your head around to see who's around you and what you're gonna predict. And 2 weeks ago, I saw something disturbing when I caught the bus. What I've never seen in real life. I saw a naked man. That guy took off all his clothes off at a fast food place in front of the cops. Naked man. I've never seen a naked man in real life. I was tickled when I saw that. He had some drug problems, or people say he was on some PCP or some crack. And I saw some bus driver and I saw somebody record that scene. And right after I saw the video later, 3 days later, and I was laughing and laughing. You don't know what's going to happen these days. You always have to stay away from stuff like that. Don't ever do drugs, drink, or smoke if you want a clean lifestyle in you. I heard some cold stories and some cold parts that all these police is treating these black folks mean. Black males, black females. And why would this guy put that man in that chokehold in New York, those police, after he was selling illegal cigarettes and tobaccos? Because it's not permitted out there. Because they're not licensed out there. It was 6 police officers who put Eric Gardner in that chokehold. Choked him to death and killed him. Like, grab him tight. He couldn't breathe. That's what they do in wrestling. My dad is a wrestling coach. He know how to wrestle like he could be a police officer, but he don't have time for that. That happened in New York City and the Staten Islands. And it was the fight. It was a protest about that. When he was approached by 2 plainclothes police officers who questioned him without a legal cigarette, he was just resisting arrest and they choked him. It's been videos about that. People just videotaped it. All that stuff ain't no real image. All that is just rumors. People just edit. You can't believe everything you just see out there. Everything is just fake. It's just a scam. It's just rumors. It's just a lie. And Eric Gardner got angry at the cops and proceeded to arrest him. But he said, let go. I ain't breathing. But just grabbed him and grabbed him. Hold him tight. And the officer had placed him in the chokehold and slammed him to the ground and headlocked him. And 3 more officers showed up and tried to arrest Gardner, then killed him. They shouldn't have arrested him that type. The police had to do their job to get these suspects put up. And another protest turned violent with the unarmed black suspect. He was 18 years old, Michael Brown, who was fatally shot by Darren Wilson. This disputed circumstances of the shooting and resulted protests and the civil unrest received considerable attention in the U.S. and abroad and sparked a vigorous debate about law enforcement relationship with the black African Americans, and the police used force to detain in Missouri and nationwide. Shortly before the shooting, Michael Brown had robbed a convenience store, a smoke shop, or a liquor store, and stole some items like cigarillos, cigars, and shoved the store with the clerk. Just like a black suspect robbing the store. It's a lot of guys who do the most robberies ever. Black, Latinos, whites, all over. And Michael Brown was shot 6 times in the body, the heart, and blew him out. We're going to talk about the fraudulent news next with the data breach, the hacking, the fraud, all these crimes going on, these white-collar crimes, financial crimes, so people get away with it. What was shocking to me was the Sony hacking, Home Depot hacking, and Staples hacking. Last year, Target data breach hacking. All these companies got big problems now. All these companies. Because what they do, what the companies be doing, they be hacking in. They be trying to steal information. They're trying to chip these devices. We got to make that technology grow and embrace. We got to add a lot of software to fix these data breaches, these viruses, to prevent what to happen. Like recently what came out was that Apple iPhone 6, and people are just tripping off of it, people protesting off of it, that all these features is new. All these electronic devices and technology is new. All the technology is new because you can capture crimes, you can capture burglaries, robberies, bank robberies, people breaking in places. We gotta make everything secure this year, these days. Because so much is going on every day. It's too many deaths, too many tragedies, too much arrests, too much corruption. All that stuff been going on. People trespassing. I realize what needs to be changed, what needs to be updated. And I have plots and formulas to talk about our New Year resolution and the future of what's going to be expected. What's going to be predictable. What's going to be predicted. I have plans on what I'm going to create. I'm getting my own business together. Everything in life is going to take a process. You got to wait on that. Nothing's going to be the same. Rules are going to change. What's going to change is what's going to transmute. I will be making some changes and some transmutations with my own schedule, my own plan, my own book. Get my chart together within a month in advance. Because starting January 1st and later will be my per severance about what will be rationable about my categories, what I want to have nominations for. My presage will be captured and watched around my environment and our community. I will make my lifestyle mutate and be creative that nobody will know. Like, I'm going to be smarter in my own ways, but be thoughtful, intelligent, and loyalty and mindful. I will acquire a character in my concealed way. But I want everybody to be safe on New Year's night, New Year's Eve. Go have a party. Don't drink and drive. Be safe wherever you go. Be safe and be peacefully. And Happy New Year's to people all around the world. And be safe at the Rose Bowl tomorrow, whoever's going. The Rose Bowl parade. And I heard it's so cold. I want everybody to be warm, be comfortable. Don't be sick. Be healthy. I got rules in my lifestyle. I want to be healthy this year. I got more plans to talk about. Everything is going to happen. That's the end of my stories and speech.